All right, all praise to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. All right, this is going to be a part 2 to Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. And the cbdc's or something like that. I can't even remember what I just titled that last one. But this is part 2. And what I should have stated, if I did not state it in the first video, is that cbdc's, right, is not the mark of the beast. All right, they are not the MOTB. All this is examining a step in between, or a step toward this prophecy. All right, so prophecy points to all things, and all things point back to prophecy. So the prophecies of the past have pointed to everything coming true, and the prophecies of now are coming true. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's get Romans 15. Let me see. Is it Romans 15:4? Let's check it out. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So the only thing the world is doing today is confirming the prophecies. Everyone, from the basis of the earth to the ones that are the remnant and the elect. All right, on to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, starting with them, as a matter of fact. All right, but all these things are confirming prophecy. All right, so we are comforted by these things coming to pass. We are comforted by being able to see what is coming, by having this foresight. All right, but these CBDCs are not the MOTB. All we're doing is looking at the steps that are going toward that prophecy, because that prophecy is going to come to pass. All right, this is going to come to pass. Okay, and this MOTB has already been in the works. All right, it's not something that they're just going to come up with one day and then it's just going to happen. You have to realize this is a global thing that is going to happen. How do you cause it all unless these things are already put into play? These are only men. All right, the Lord can have something spring about automatically. These men have to plan, plot, and scheme, and then have something come to the forefront. All right, but the Lord has made all of these plain to his men, the prophets. Okay, so again, if I didn't say it in the last one, or if I didn't say it in any other video, to make it clear, CBDCs are not what we say the MOTB are or is. All right, this MOTB is an actual micro C-hip that is going to be implanted within you. All right, and on that thing, you may be able to store your money, your IDs, okay, your medical data. All right, it may allow you to be able to unlock your doors to your houses, to your cars, to your office buildings, to your gyms, wherever you go. All right, it may be something on there that allow you to unlock when you go to the grocery. When they start locking these doors up, and you have to have this thing to activate certain things. You have to have this to access your IDs, your medical cards, your money. It's going to be an all-in-one. All right, it's going to have your carbon footprint on this. All right, these are all possibilities. We're pointing these out to show you how this thing will be able to cause it all. They're going to come at you at all directions. All right, but know that this prophecy is coming, and filter everything through these prophecies. Right? Even if it is a CBDC, see how this technology can grow and how they are using these CBDs, or how they can use these CBDCs to get to that point. All right. We started seeing chips and or C-hips in credit cards. You know, they had something called a C-hips Act. They were started recalling cars because there wasn't enough C-hips. All right, I seen a advertisement the other day. There's C-hips in air fresheners now. All right, so just to get you ready for this thing. All right, predictive programming. These people are slick, and they have perfected their craft. So much so that if the elect could be fooled, they would, but the elect cannot be fooled. All right, we see these things. The only thing that we can do is tell the truth. The Lord will determine if you see the truth or not, if you understand the truth or not. All right, so again, the CBDCs, we are not saying that this is exactly the MOTB. We are saying the MOTB is the micro C hip itself that is implanted in you. All right, not standing alone. All right, when I said itself, I don't mean it's the technology by itself alone. The problem lies within you receiving this mark, like it says in Revelation 13 and 16. Okay? All right. I just want to make that clear. So let's go ahead and get back to this article, or start this article. I don't even know. No, we didn't even start it. All right. So give me a second. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Title of this article is "What Will a U.S. Central Bank Digital Currency Look Like?" Or "What will a U.S. CBDC currency look like?" Okay, they'll tell you, and they have told you in articles, that we don't have one here in the States, but you best believe that they already have one ready, or damn near close to being ready. All right, and even if not, all right, take this as a possibility. Take this as time to see what this technology was supposed to do, what they were going to do with this technology. All right, and see how that can apply to this micro C hip. All right, we went from uh, having dollars that were gold backed, or backed by gold. All right, and then it just turned into a regular greenback. Okay, it was backed by nothing but by the word of the government. All right, now they're taking this away and making it even more so. Another, you're not even going to have the paper. Okay, you're not even going to have the paper. It's just going to be numbers on the screen. All right, and after that, they're going to do something to where they just, to keep from fraud, we need to put this in you. To keep from losing this, we'll put this in you. To be able to track CO2 footprints, we'll put this in you. All right, a one-stop shop. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this first half of this article. Again, what will, and this is from June of this year, 2024, what will a U.S. central bank digital currency look like? All right, let me see. There's a little picture right here. It says a possible, and then in parentheses it says though currently non-existent. All right. Then it says digital form of the US dollar issued by the Federal Reserve. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the reading. It says a US CBDC would be a tokenized and blockchain based version of the US dollar. Now keep in mind that blockchain, everyone knows that blockchain means being connected. Everything, every transaction being known. Okay? All right. We talked about a meeting, a a meeting, a W, a meeting that these elites had, or it may not have even been the elites, but a meeting that the faces of these elites had when a certain woman came out and talked about this blockchain. And she said that we are about to abandon, all right, the traditional ways of money and go into digital, all right, blockchain. And she went on and said exactly what the men of the Lord have been telling you, all right. So again, a US CBDC would be a tokenized and blockchain based version of the US dollar, maintained and issued by the Federal Reserve. Now, what is the Federal Reserve? Is that a national bank? All right, if you think so, you're sadly mistaken. Go look up what the Federal Reserve actually is. Okay? So it says this form of digital fiat money, all right, would be similar to cryptocurrencies in that a blockchain would be used, but a CBDC would be regulated by the Federal Reserve, recognized as legal tender and backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. All right, do they have your full faith? For the most part, yes, they have people's full faith over here. All right, despite anything they do, they still have the full faith of a lot of people over here, man. All right, it goes on to say with a future US CBDC, the public could use another form of central bank money and other than physical cash and digital balances held in individual or corporate bank accounts. The United States doesn't yet have a CBDC as of 2024, but it's important to understand the concept with this option under discussion, as well as the benefits and risks attached and steps taken so far. So hold on, before we go, let me get this scripture. The whole time I'm reading this is what I'm thinking. This scripture right here. Hold on. All right, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, that shit is always there. You cannot just wipe it away, man. All right, let me read some more of this. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 11 now. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Now let me get this in the Good News translation. Hold on. The book of Sirach, which the book of Sirach and the book of Ecclesiasticus is the same book, all right? The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, starting at 10 in the Good News. It says, never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Watch out and be on guard against him, even if he acts ever so humble. He is like a metal mirror that rusts away. If you don't keep it polished, all right, so that rust is going to be back. Okay, let me keep on reading in here. All right, verse 16 in the Good News of Sirach, chapter 12, it says, he will speak fine words while he plots how to trap you. He will pretend to share your sorrows, but he will kill you if he gets a chance. All right. So every time I read an article and they try to point at something positive about their system, right, it always goes left. Okay, because these are the wicked that we're talking about here. They are the ones who the earth was given into the hand of. All right, but for a reason. Okay. I heard a brother say today it's because the Lord wants them at their most powerful. He wants them at the highest of their pride, the highest of what they think the highest of their power is. All right, then the Lord is just going to shoo them away like a fly, just clap them, make them fall dead to the ground, man. That's what's going to happen. All right, so let me read that again. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, and now verse 16 in the King James, though. All right, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. All right, and these people thirst for blood, it seems, man. That's how they've been acting this whole time. All right, so let's get back to this article. So, key takeaways. It says a US cbdc would be a tokenized and blockchain based version of the dollar that acts as legal tender and is regulated by the federal government. I want to look at something. I want to see something. If they define blockchain, let's see what comes up. All right.
Blockchain.
Blockchain. It says noun. It says a system in which a record of transactions, especially those made in a cryptocurrency, is maintained across computers that are linked in a peer-to-peer network. All right, let me see. Drop down questions. What is blockchain in simple words? It says, simply put, a blockchain is a shared database or ledger. Okay? All right? In other words, man, this hold on. In other words, they're going to be able to keep track of everything. All right? Every single thing. And remember, if your money is on this thing, your bank accounts, they can shut you off, shut you on. They don't want you buying certain shit, you ain't gonna buy certain shit. They don't want you going certain places, you ain't gonna go because that social credit score is gonna be tied to this. All right, more than likely. All right, you go look at these things and you be the judge. Okay, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. We know this prophecy is gonna happen though. All right, we're just giving you possible roads that this person, that this man, this evil, the wicked, and I mean man in the plural sense, these people, all right, are just funneling everybody into their system. Okay? It says a US CBDC would act as a supplement to existing forms of payment. Identity verification, intermediaries, and privacy protection are required parts of launching a CBDC. It says the acting president administration position on US CBDC gives insight into the policy and technical design implications of the launch. 11 countries have been implemented, or excuse me, 11 countries have implemented a CBDC option among their payment services. Some people are just going to start, taking these things or using these things as that option. All right, pretty soon everybody's just going to use it. Then it's just going to become a mandatory thing. Okay. There was something else that I was going to say there, but I can't remember. So let's go ahead. The next section of this article reads, "What is a U.S. central bank digital currency, or CBDC?" All right. It says forms of money have. Let me see. Hold on. So just a few things you need to look up here. CBDC, Federal Reserve. All right. If you think that's a national bank, go look that up. And then fiat money. What is fiat money? All right. I'll give you a little bit of this. What is fiat money? Fiat money is a government issued currency that's not backed by that's not backed by a physical commodity such as gold or silver. It's backed by the government that issues it. The value of fiat money is derived from the relationship between supply and demand and the stability of the issuing government rather than the worth of a commodity backing it. All right, now I just want to ask the people that's in this country known as Babylon the Great, BKA America, aka the future site of the Lake of Fire. Now it's said here, the value of the fiat money is derived from the relationship between supply and demand and the stability of the issuing government. How stable is your government over here? All right. If you let them tell it, yes, it is pretty stable. But how stable, again, how stable is your government over here? Listen to this. Fiat money gives central banks greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is printed. How stable is your government over here? Hey, one danger of fiat money is that governments can print too much of it, resulting in hyperinflation. How stable is your government over here? All right, let's get back. Again, go look up Federal Reserve and CBDCs, and you can read more on fiat money. All right. So again, this next section of this article is what is a U.S. central bank digital currency? It says forms of money have continually evolved since the days when people accepted seashells for payment. A gold standard existed. In other words, don't worry about it. Money changes like this all the time. Don't look over this way. Just trust. All right, we're going to present this to you and just trust it. All right? Which we're all damn near all of us are already in the whole digital thing. You have to consider how much do you use cash? A lot of people call themselves storing it up, but how often do you use it? We already got at least 1 foot and half our body in the digital realm. All right, we're already almost there. For people who don't believe we're going all the way digital, we're already damn near there, man. Anyway, forms of money. Now, also keep in mind, they said that the U.S. does not have one. So that's going to disarm you people thinking that, well, they don't have one. So they're not even thinking, they are considering it. They already have it in the works to be implemented. Remember, causeth goes back to the Greek word poieo, all right, to make ready and so at the same time to institute. Yes, that's going to be used with the MOTB, but also these other steps. How did we go from gold to paper? All right, how did the gold get separated from the paper? We were just on paper. How did we go from seashells to gold? All right, all of this. All right, to make ready and so at the same time to institute. Never trust thy enemy. Okay. Anyway, again, to start this section of the article, it says forms of money have continually evolved since the days when people accepted seashells for payment. Now, actually, they're pointing that out as the people are stupid. You're accepting seashells for payment, man. They could hand y'all seashells and you probably wouldn't even blink an eye. You would probably think that everything was still normal, right? And going to return to, I don't know, the shit that it is now. Right? And just a lot of people out there not paying attention, man. It says a gold standard existed until the arrival of fiat currency. Digital currencies are yet another money metamorphosis. Fiat currency is a government issued currency that's not backed by a physical commodity such as gold or silver. It's backed by the government that issues it. Again, how stable is your government? All right. It says this type of money is the dominant means of making transactions in most countries. And that's the question right here. What is going to be the dominant means of making transactions? If you want to still participate in this system, all right, being able to go buy food, buy houses, buy clothes, transportation, provide for your family, just provide for your family, man. All right, have the illusion of safety because you have money, okay? Have the illusion of safety because you're doing what the government wants you to do. All right, how much easier, all right, how easy is it going to be when they get rid of these cbdc's and they move to this MOTB? That's the question. That's why you need to filter all these things through these scriptures and start walking in the ways of the Lord, because the only thing that's going to protect you when this devil comes down on the earth, all right, with great wrath, is the Lord, man. That's it. We keep saying that we are about to find out why he calls them the wicked for real. I mean, we know about them. I'm speaking of the men of the Lord, because you people in the earth, all right, y'all just walking around like these people are the Most High. Y'all done fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. All right, how much more will you not fall? Will you fall for their Savior when they push this thing out there, and it's that or starving? What are you gonna do? All right, this man is making easy work of you through his lies and deception. All right, and subsequently, you're going to be made easy work of the Lord also. All right, he's going to destroy these people easily. All right, for being against him. You don't want to be on that side, man. And there is no gray area. If you are not on the side of the Lord, you are against him. It don't matter if you think that you are defying the government. If you're not on the Lord's side, you're against him. And you're done. All right, your end was written from the beginning, if that's where you are. All right, but there are some people that are going to hear this, start taking this seriously, and come on over to this side. All right, But the Lord decides that. The Lord decides that. Even if you speak that with your mouth, that doesn't mean that you're on this side. All right, you have to actually be this. Okay? And not only when trouble is in, not only when you're in the midst of trouble. Okay, you hearing this truth now, don't take that lightly. Do not take that lightly that the men of the Lord have been put in front of you. Go and research these things. This is just a little bit of guidance, like here. Look at this information, filter it through the scriptures. All right? And then see what's coming. All right? See if the Lord presents you with some foresight so you can see what's coming. So then this truth, these scriptures, will also be a comfort to you. All right? Because it says in here that knowledge will be the stability of thy times. All right? That's paraphrasing. Okay, so where were we? Okay. It goes on to say this type of money is the dominant means of making transactions in most countries. People use it to facilitate the exchange of goods and services in an economy. Generally, a country's central bank issues fiat currency for the nation's use. The Federal Reserve plays this role in the U.S. And if you are in the U.S. and hearing this, go look at what this Federal Reserve is. If you believe that this is a national bank, go look at that. All right, this goes on to say a U.S. cbdc would serve as a complement to existing central bank reserve account balances and widely used fiat currency. As a bonus, it should provide a medium for executing instant and seamless cross-border transactions. It's going to be a global thing. All right? If all governments are in on this, and they about to have a World War III and they can't agree on anything else, but this is going forward. Something is going on. All right, got a couple more sections and then we'll cut this and move to part 3, Lord willing. Actually, man. All right, actually, we'll probably start there, and there might be more than 3 parts. All right. So, if you are new, and this is all the way at the end of the video now, we should have said this in the beginning, but if you are new and you made it even this far, all right, in this video, all right, just be in order. All right, this is part 2. Go back to part 1 so that you'll be caught up on what we're speaking of here. All right. Okay. And then know that there's going to be a part 3, Lord willing, and maybe even a part 4, Lord willing again, because everything is Lord willing. All right. So that's going to be, let me check this clock. Hold on. Yeah, that's going to be it for this one. All right. So, Lord willing, we'll pick back up on this in the next upcoming videos. All right. But for now, do not take the MOTB. Do not take the micro C-hip. Do not take the RFID C-hip. Okay. The technology alone is not sin. It's the receiving of this thing into your body, literally. All right, literally into your body. That is where the problem lies. We are only going over an article that speaks about a CBDC, which could be a baby step toward this prophecy in Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. This is all we're doing. We're not saying the CBDC is the MOTB at all. All right. All we're saying is filter this through the scriptures, filter this technology through the scriptures, right? And start keeping track and being circumspect about how this thing is moving in a global way towards this prophecy, right? Because the Lord is faithful and true. All right. So, yeah. So with that, call halal Yahweh, Baruch Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch Hashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.